Ever heard of a poor Serbian shepherd who ended up shaping the modern world? A boy who gazed at the stars and dreamt of connecting them, then went on to connect continents. This isn't a fairy tale. It's the forgotten story of Mihajlo Pupin, the man who lit up our planet and then was almost erased from history. Stick around, because the truth behind why you've probably never heard his name is more shocking than you can imagine. Born in a small village in Serbia in 1858, Pupin's world was one of fields and flocks. But his mind was somewhere else entirely. He wasn't just watching sheep. He was studying the world around him. He learned to tell time by the stars and even devised a clever communication system with his friends. They would stick knives into the ground, and the vibrations from their footsteps would travel through the earth, warning each other of approaching dangers. It was a simple, boyish game, but it was the first spark of a revolutionary idea, sending signals over long distances. This childhood invention was a prophecy of the world he was destined to build. But his village was too small for his dreams. At the age of 15, with only 5 cents in his pocket and unable to speak a word of English, Pupin boarded a ship to America. It was a journey into the unknown, a leap of faith fueled by an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. The land of opportunity was harsh at first. He worked as a farmhand, a factory worker, anything to survive. He was hungry, he was lonely, but he was never defeated. During the day, he shoveled coal. At night, he devoured books, teaching himself English, science, and mathematics. His relentless hard work paid off. He won a scholarship to Columbia University, a place that seemed like another planet compared to his humble beginnings. He didn't just attend, he excelled. He was a star student, absorbing knowledge like a sponge. After graduating with honors, he continued his studies in Europe, learning from the greatest scientific minds of the era. But it was his return to Columbia, this time as a professor, where his true genius would ignite. The world at the end of the 19th century was on the brink of a communication revolution. The telephone had been invented, but it had a critical flaw. A call could barely travel a few dozen miles before the signal became a faint, unintelligible whisper. Long-distance communication was a dream, a puzzle that had stumped the brilliant minds of the time, including Thomas Edison himself. The problem was simple. The electrical signal weakened over the length of the wire. How could you boost it? This is where Pupin's childhood memories of sending signals through the ground came rushing back. He remembered how sound waves traveled through the earth. He theorized that if he could strategically place loading coils along the telephone line, they would act like boosters, strengthening the signal and allowing it to travel much, much further. It was a theory born from a shepherd's game, refined by years of intense academic study. But theory is one thing, practice is another. He spent countless hours in his lab, experimenting, calculating, and failing. Many dismissed his idea as impractical, a fool's errand. The establishment, including the powerful American telephone and telegraph company AT&T, was skeptical. They had invested fortunes trying to solve this problem. And here was a relatively unknown immigrant professor claiming he had the answer. Pupin, however, was undeterred. He built a prototype, a long, artificial telephone line wound around a giant drum in his laboratory. He meticulously placed his coils, calculated their exact inductance and spacing, and then he made the call. The voice on the other end came through, not as a whisper, but as clear as if the person were standing right next to him. It worked. It actually worked. He had cracked the code. He had solved the problem that had baffled the world. He patented his invention in 1899, the Pupin coil. Its impact was immediate and explosive. Suddenly, telephone calls could cross states, then oceans. New York could speak to San Francisco. America could speak to Europe. The world shrank overnight. Pupin's coils were the missing link, the key that unlocked global communication. His invention didn't just improve the telephone, it made the modern, interconnected world possible. Radio, broadcasting, and eventually the internet all stand on the shoulders of this foundational technology. He was awarded a fortune by AT&T for the rights to his patent. He became a celebrity, a respected scientist, and a philanthropist. His autobiography, From Immigrant to Inventor, won a Pulitzer Prize. He was on top of the world. So, here's the billion-dollar question. If Mihajlo Pupin was so important, a figure on par with Edison or Tesla, why is he a footnote in history? Why isn't his name taught in every school? This is where the story takes a dark and surprising turn. The answer isn't a simple one. It's a complex web of politics, war, and a deliberate campaign to write him out of the narrative. While Pupin was a celebrated American inventor, he never forgot his Serbian roots. During World War I, he used his considerable influence and wealth to advocate for Serbia and the creation of a new nation, Yugoslavia. He was a key player at the Paris Peace Conference in 1919, using his close friendship with US President Woodrow Wilson to help draw the borders of the new kingdom. He was a national hero in his homeland. But heroism in one country can be seen very differently in another. As the 20th century marched on, the political landscape shifted dramatically. After World War II, Yugoslavia fell under a communist regime. And in the eyes of this new government, Pupin represented everything they opposed. He was a capitalist who had made his fortune in America. He was a royalist who had helped establish the monarchy they overthrew. He was a symbol of the old world, a world they wanted to erase. So, a systematic process began. In his own homeland, his name was removed from textbooks. Streets and institutions named after him were renamed. His contributions were downplayed, his legacy intentionally buried. He became a ghost, a figure of the bourgeois past that the new regime wanted to forget. In the West, the narrative was also changing. History tends to simplify. It loves singular heroes. The story of the telephone became the story of Alexander Graham Bell. The story of electricity became about Edison and Tesla. There was little room for a Serbian immigrant with a complex political history. His name, once synonymous with innovation, slowly faded from public consciousness. He wasn't just forgotten, he was actively erased. It's a chilling reminder of how easily history can be rewritten by those in power. A man who connected the world was disconnected from his own story. The shepherd boy who used the earth to send messages had his own voice silenced by the shifting grounds of politics. But the truth has a way of vibrating through the earth, just like those signals from his childhood. Today, there's a resurgence of interest in Mihajlo Pupin. Historians and scientists are rediscovering his immense contributions. In Serbia, he is being restored to his rightful place as a national icon. And globally, people are learning about the forgotten genius whose coils still hum beneath our feet and across our oceans, carrying our voices, our data, and our dreams. The next time you make a call, send a text, or watch a video like this one, remember the shepherd boy who looked at the stars and decided to connect them, changing our world forever. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden histories. Let me know in the comments which forgotten genius we should uncover next.